guys, Nadeja here. Welcome to my channel, Live and Align. If it's your first time here, thank you for coming. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you have been here before, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Again, I'm Nadeja with Live and Align. Today we're going to talk about a fairly interesting topic. It's something that I have talked about several times with people that I've dated, and even in the cases when I was married before I became divorced. So this is a topic where I find that a lot of single fathers, or not even single fathers, but men who are no longer with the mothers of their children, they have this thing where they're like, nothing comes before my children. And what I don't understand is there's supposed to be a separate lane. There's supposed to be a lane for the woman in your life who gets a romantic relationship and a different vibe altogether. And then there's supposed to be that fatherly role that you have, right? With your children, where you're always going to be their dad. Nothing can infringe upon you being their father, right? Just the same way as with a mom, nothing should infringe upon her taking care of her children. And nobody should be able to hinder that man from taking care of his children. It should be a separate lane where there's a separate type of romantic love for that woman, and there's a separate type of fatherly love for those children, or motherly love for those children. So what I don't understand is, why is it always the case where men, I hear, like on this show called Pop the Balloon or Find Love, right? This show talks about these people get in a row. Probably a lot of you have already seen it. But they get in a row and they have a balloon, and it's kind of like speed dating. It's really, really fun. I love that show, actually. So what happens is they get in a row and the people come out. Either it's a whole row of men and one woman comes out, and then she goes through the list of talking to the guys, asking them questions, and they either pop the balloon or they decide to go out with her if she likes them back. And it could be vice versa, where there's a row of women and then there's one guy that comes out. But the point is, in one of the shows that I saw the other day, the guy was like, nothing comes before my kids. Excuse me. So I'm like, what does that even mean? So this is the thing that I think people fail to realize. When you have children and they're young and they're growing up and things of that nature, they're eventually going to get older, and eventually they're going to have their own family, and they're going to leave. They're going to get their own house, have their own husband or their own wife, have their own children. And if you put them first like that your whole life, and you never took the time to cultivate your own relationship, you should be able to do both. Like, how do you think husbands and wives cultivate a relationship where they stay connected, but they still raise their children? Why is it any different if you have a girlfriend? Why is that? I remember a guy told me one time that his children were his priority. Now, he just didn't like me like that, and that's okay, because I didn't like him too much like that either. But when it came down to it and we were trying to see if we were a match for each other, eventually things began to get scarce, and it was just like, well, I have to take care of my children. And I'm like, oh, okay. Don't give excuses, guys. If you don't want to be bothered with someone anymore, say that. Be real and be honest. Be a man or be a woman about it and say, hey, this is not working for me. I'd rather not go this route with you anymore. I'd rather just not talk to you like this on this. Say something. But the point is, men should be able to know that there's a father lane and then there's a husband or boyfriend lane. Why does someone think that because they have children, like, no one's trying to ask you to not be a father to your children, but at the same time, are you not capable of also being a boyfriend or a husband? I don't get that. So let me know, guys, what do you think about that? Is it a case where if you have a relationship with someone and say you're no longer with the mother of your children, and now you have to be like a dad to those children, or you have to say be a mom to those children? Why does it seem like, or why do people make it sound like I'm not putting anybody before my kids, as though someone's asking you not to be a parent anymore? You're still going to care for them, provide for them, be there for them, spend quality time with them. But if you want to have a romantic partner, someone that you're maybe pursuing or courting, or maybe you feel like one day you might want to get remarried, how does that even work? How do you cultivate that? So you're saying if you have children, you can't cultivate a relationship with another person because your children come first? Who's asking you to put them second? You can't. The same way you go to work and you have a job and then you come home and then you're a dad, is the same way you can also have a relationship on the side. I think people that say that are just like, I don't feel like it registers that you can also have a relationship. You don't have to have it where it's either the person, a romantic relationship, or be a dad. Where is that at? Why does anyone think that? So that's like me. I have 4 children. Now my oldest, granted, he's on his own. But I have 3 younger children. And I do want to get married again one day. I do want to pursue a relationship. And if I meet the right person and we want to get to know each other, I'm still going to be a mom. I'm still going to be taking care of my responsibilities. I'm still going to be doing my YouTube channel. I'm still going to be working a full-time job. And then I'm going to also make time for us to go out to eat on dates. I'll plan some things. He'll plan some things. You know, he'll plan some things first. Once we get to know each other, if it goes that route, then it'll start to progress into something else. But I don't know why people think that because you're dating, if you're a parent, oh, my kids come first. Okay. Nobody ever asked you to put them second. So you guys, let me know what you think about that. Have you ever experienced that where someone has told you that their kids come first? As though having a relationship means that they can't come first? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. I don't know. I never asked the person that I had been dating he had 2 sons. I never asked him one time, hey, can you stop being a dad so that you can hang out with me? No, you saw me, you were attracted to me, you pursued me, we started dating, and then down the line, you started acting like you have to drop everything and be there for them. Really, you just stopped having interest in me, and instead of saying that, you made it seem like, oh, I got to take care of my kids, no one else can. Yes, you did, because he had a mom that watched them around the clock, and a grandmother that watched them around the clock. And then their mom was active in their life, too. So he was just making excuses, as people often do when they don't want to kind of be truthful about their true intentions. But I wanted to ask you guys that question. Let me know what you think about that. Do you believe that there's 2 lanes where a woman or a man can be a dad and have a relationship like married people do? Or do you think that once people are like single parents, they now have to start saying, well, I got to put my kids first? I mean, literally the man was on a show called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So why were you on the show if you don't feel like you can even have a relationship? Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. So you signed up to come be on the show to meet somebody and possibly find love, but you're going to tell this person that your children come first? I didn't get that. But let me know, guys, what you think about that. Thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I look forward to hearing your comments.